Now recording.
Hey, Craig.
Hey, Greg. Alright, Shane, you ready for this one today?
I got one for you too, Dova, if you want me to go first.
Go. I've got mine fresh, so if you don't mind.
Yeah, man.
Because
Take it away.
I'm not at my computer yet. Alright, so a guy named Peter goes to the pharmacy. Or goes to the drugstore, whatever. Goes to the pharmacy and says, hey, I need to get a condom. I think I get lucky tonight with my girlfriend. So he buys a condom and goes to walk out. Turns around, heads back to the pharmacist and says, you know what? My girlfriend's sister, she's always, giving me that side eye and, wearing provocative clothing. So how about I just buy another, just in case? So he buys another, and as he's turning around to leave, looks back at the pharmacist and says, you know what? My girlfriend's mom, she's really hot too, so the cards are in my favor. Let me just get one more. So he's got his 3 condoms, paid for them, and leaves. Heads to his girlfriend's house. And he's sitting there, waiting for dinner. Everybody sits down at the table, and he immediately bows his head and starts saying grace. 10 minutes goes by. 20 minutes goes by. 30 minutes goes by. Finally, his girlfriend whispers in his ear, like, babe, I didn't know you were so religious. He says, babe, I didn't know your dad was a pharmacist.
I knew that joke.
Thought it was gonna be like he's at a family reunion.
I have another one for you. Remind me of that joke, and I will tell you my other one, and you can use that one next week.
Okay. Alright. Go ahead, Shane, because I'm still not sitting down yet.
Well, I was talking with my cousin. She lives over in Tennessee and in Knoxville. And apparently they got a lot of storms there, and she was going on and on and on about the weather, about all these crazy, terrible downpours and showers and rains. And I told her, hun, it's in the past. Put it behind you. It's water under the bridge.
But
Nice.
Thanks. All right, there you go. That's mine.
Nice. Anybody else got anything they want to add?
Brent should tell a joke. I've never heard him tell a joke.
Hold on. I gotta ask Google real quick. That's why you haven't heard me tell a joke. Give me a joke to tell. We'll see if Google does it. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Birds.
Birds who?
No, but owls do. Ho ho ho!
what?
Got him!
Oh, man.
You don't get
I think
it?
that's actually so
No,
good.
but owls do. That's what it.
That's so good.
That's
Oh!
what it says.
Okay,
Right.
got it. Yeah, that took me longer than it should have
So, why did the chicken cross the road?
to get to the other side.
Yes.
No, to get to the idiot's house.
Oh my gosh. So on
Knock
That-
knock.
Who's there?
The chicken.
Uh-oh.
Chicken.
The chicken.
Why didn't answer? I do that.
Oh, damn it!
Burns.
You want to hear what my niece's answer to why did the chicken cross the road was when she was like 1?
Sure.
We said, hey, Maddie, why did the chicken cross the road? And she yells out in her loudest voice, to eat him babies, and starts cackling. And we were like, what?
Damn.
Yeah. And so now that is the household response to that joke. To eat him babies. And we're like, something's wrong with this child. Oh. We're like, where did that even come from? We don't know, but it was funny, and it's fitting for Barovia, so take it away, Dice.
Yeah, I was about to say that child belongs in Barovia. I love it.
We gotta roast Strahd every time he shows up. That's what we need to do.
Yeah, that'll work out well for you.
I could
Because
do
when his
that.
peak's so high, it's in another time zone.
I feel like his patience is already wearing thin with us.
Every time he shows, you know what, Strahd? I don't know. I gotta come up with a vampire joke.
Oh yeah,
Just-
yeah.
Strahd, you suck.
Hey!
Just show him the mirror.
But I'm
I was just being literal. I wasn't making fun of you. It's fine.
Oh, hey Strahd, you suck. I love it.
Just show him the mirror.
goes
We'll be
better than
fine for
expected.
you.
Everyone lived.
All right,
Oh,
my bad.
man.
Continue.
No, I love it. Who wants to recap us? Cool, Shane. Thanks.
You're welcome. All right. Last time on Curse of Strahd. The aftermath of Vlad's final rest sets in for the party, as Argynvost beacon can be seen from across Barovia. Party talks about taking their next step. We decide that we will venture to the Vistani encampment outside Vallaki in hopes of speaking with Casimir about supplies and the journey ahead of us to Mount Gaucus and the Amber Temple. Before our long walk to the Vistani encampment, however, we stop by some standing stones in the resting place of the fallen for the Battle of Argynvost, some centuries or somewhere in the ancient past of Barovia. Otis, in hopes of acquiring a few bodies and bones to reanimate, upturns a few ancient dead from their graves and brings along a new crew of skeletons for the party of plucky Dawnbreakers. We then make our way north up the path with a few conversations. Cora and Ambrosi speak about their new bond in the Oath. Phil and Esmeralda share a giggle, likely hatching some inside joke to tell the rest of the party when we sit down at the Blue Water Inn that night, or maybe if we camp around the Vistani campfire. And Cora also speaks to Bailey and Irina about Bailey's ability to conjure daylight, which Cora is very excited about seeing at some point. Maybe we'll get to see that when we get to the mountains today. The conversations eventually meander towards Waterdeep, where we find out that Otis is originally from, along with Bailey. Who'd have thought, right? And questions about going home versus staying in Barovia kind of permeate the conversation. When who should step out of the woods but Muriel, one of the were-raven folk of the, I'm going to butcher this dice because I'm doing this purely from memory, Mardikov family?
Oh.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Anyways, from the cool winery family that we totally know about. It's related to, I think, Danica.
Muriel.
Muriel,
The
yeah.
Raven.
The were-raven. And steps out of the woods and assures Phil, thanks to Phil's foresightedness, that Vallaki is okay to go into, because we were a little worried, because we kind of pissed off the local big dark lord that bad things might be happening there for us. Muriel then transforms into a raven self and flies off to Vallaki to speak with Danica, and ready Iggy with our supplies for a journey to Mount Gaucus, while we speak to Casimir. The party reaches the Vistani encampment. Half of us going to speak with Vistani, while the other half speaks with the old elven prince, hoping to get his wisdom and advice and participation for our mountain climb. Those with Casimir manage to convince him to speak about the Amber Temple and learn of a map that he has burned long ago and committed to memory, hoping to avoid anybody else making that journey. But Casimir agrees to guide the party to the temple in hopes of leaving in the morning and citing some strange warnings about his sister's ghost. I thought was very strange. And his own reasons for accompanying us, as well as a weapon that we're told could be found in the Amber Temple he needed to Strahd. And that the Amber Temple, there is somewhere in it that even Strahd himself fears to go to. Meanwhile, Phil speaks with Arabella and Van Richten, catching up on lost time and learning that since the lighting of the Argynvost beacon, hope is spreading throughout the Vistani encampment. Arabella is is overjoyed to see the party and that their quest has been successful, but is worried and confides in Phil that Van Richten's melancholy has grown since their last parting. or at least since the party left her with her guardian. A heavy weight seems to be haunting him, and perhaps at some point in the future, he asks us for help. Foreshadowing done, the party leaves the Vistani encampment to return to Vallaki. However, along the way, the former Baron Valakovich, stained and smelling of stale wine, challenges the party. And thanks to some persuasion checks and a bit of undermining of his authority, we actually managed to side-skirt the fight with Valakovich and his roughshod, road-worn-looking men that have probably been out and about the forests for a bit too long in Barovia. However, as soon as he decides not to fight the party, a massive swarm of bats collapses upon the party's position, with Bailey quickly creating a shield of fire thanks to a wall of fire spell that diverts it. And materializing out of this swarm is none other. Guys, it's Strahd. It's freaking Strahd. Holy crap. And he's pissed. He wants to know what reason he has for not just laying the smackdown on the party right now. And in an exchange of words and some probably pretty wise moves on the part of old suave Phil, we actually managed to convince Strahd not to immediately kill us or fight us. And instead, we are offered a choice. If we fight, we can instead cut our hands upon Strahd's ruby-encrusted dagger so that whatever magic is possessed within that blade or by Strahd, he might keep tabs on us and appear amongst the party when he wishes, and will be checking in with us coming nights. The party, all having cut their hands on his dagger, are left alone, and the Dark Lord of the land of Barovia leaves, party intact. However, the party, fearing that we might be overheard now in our conversations, have Val's mind link activate across members of the party, where we talk and calm one another's fears, hoping that some answer might be found in the Amber Temple, and that we might find, in spite of the circumstances, some respite. Blue Water Inn. That's where we pick up today. Take it away, guys.
Thank you. Sorry, thank you. That was good. All right. I have a character question, or we can get into it. What do y'all want to do?
Character question.
I haven't had that forever. Let's do it.
Well, it's not so much. We're gonna do a would you rather kind of one. I think it'll be fun. Just a little fun one. Would you rather get a paper cut every time you turn a page, or bite your tongue every time you eat?
Oh.
Turn a page. I don't like reading.
I'm trying to practice eating right now, so I feel like it would be a bad call to go with that. I think I'll handle paper cut.
Yeah, I'll take the paper cut, 100%.
Paper cut.
Yes, paper cut.
Definitely bite my tongue.
What? Why?
Don't you
I
eat?
feel like that pain goes away quite faster than a paper cut.
You never
mean, if-
bit the shit out of your tongue.
It depends on how badly you bite your tongue.
I bit the crap out of my tongue. That's not fun.
Lasts for days.
Well, I'm sure it'll hurt sometimes. But
Wait, is it
paper
like
cut,
only? Is it only
every
one
time
time?
I read a page?
You only bite your tongue once, or every time you take a bite?
That's every time you. I don't know. I feel like I read more than I eat.
That says a lot for your intellect. I'm impressed.
Yeah,
You know,
but
it takes a lot of practice to eat as much as you're supposed to.
I'm stuck on Otis's reply. Otis, if you read like a 400-page book, like you really want 400 paper cuts? Versus like
Bleed out.
bite your tongue 3 times a day?
Who says I only eat 3 times a day?
Okay. Do I need to make you some good berries?
I can deal with pain.
Maybe we should start investing.
I show my fangs.
Ow, that would hurt.
Yeah.
Cool. Thought that'd be a fun one.
Yeah.
All right. You guys we'd left off with you guys approaching Vallaki, and having been allowed into the town, you find yourselves coming in through the western gate. The town is yours. What are we doing? It's about 3 p.m.
Phil's gonna look at the party, and I'm going to Blinksy. So, do you want to meet somewhere in a couple hours and everybody just run their errands?
Yes, though I would like to discuss something with you all when we're all together again. I have to pick up some flies from stockyard.
I'm sorry, did you say flies?
Supplies.
Oh,
I heard
supplies.
flies.
I heard flies.
I didn't know you were in the business of eating insects.
I was wondering if Otis was starting to have some influence over you. So
Is that practice eating?
I mean, I've heard of people having to eat crickets in times of hardship, but
The recipe
sorry,
for
I'm
it.
gonna go to the church. She just starts walking away. I'll see you all at the inn for dinner.
Bailey's going to the church. Is anybody else going to the church?
No.
not yet.
Okay, and then we got Phil going to Blinksy's.
Yep.
Anybody else going with Phil?
Korath will go. He's heard of Blinksy's and he's seen toys of Blinksy's, but he has never. Like, this is new.
Okay.
Val is following Cora.
All right.
I'm gonna go see what Victor's doing.
You're gonna go looking for Victor. Where are you gonna go looking for Victor first?
Well, I know his he lived at the Baron's house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and what did I wonder if they made it back before us? That'll be fun. Yeah, I'm gonna go to his house, but I'm not gonna just knock on the door. I want to go ahead and just size up the place first. But that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. Burgomaster's mansion is Otis. Ambi, where are you going?
I'm heading to the stockyard to buy supplies. I'm hoping I can find ink, paper, and some wax for writing letters.
Well, I'm not really gonna have to roleplay you.
Yep.
Shane, so you can go. You can do your shopping
Sweet.
while everybody else is going. You're gonna find anything that's in the PHB under equipment that's 25 and under.
That includes adventuring gear, right? Like paper, pen, and ink, and wax. Writing supplies. I could find that.
Yeah.
Because it's all under 25. Okay, cool. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and just make a note of that. So that's what Ambrose is doing. All right. So we're gonna take Iggy off the map. We're gonna put Ambrose at the stockyard. Ambrose to be a little bit bigger. All right. Boop. Ambrose is at the stockyard. Boom. Say church is gonna be first. So we're gonna go with Bailey first. Go in order of availability, unless you wanted to wait.
That's fine.
Okay. Alrighty.
Evelyn, I'm gonna send you something in chat on the side. That's okay.
Guess you're going down here. Al and Phil are going to Blinksy's.
And Cora.
Yep, I got a court down. Alright, so this is kind of where everybody's at. I'm gonna get Bailey over. Daytime. Arita's gonna go with you, Bailey.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
Esmeralda.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
like her to stay with me.
Yeah, Arita's gonna go with you, and Esmeralda is gonna tell you guys she'll meet you at the tavern. That, unless anybody protests against that.
She's a grown woman. She can do what she wants.
Alrighty. Alright, Bailey, you find yourselves once with Arita outside of St. Andrew's Church. It's afternoon. You don't hear a sermon going on. You do hear there's a couple of people inside. And Irina's with you. What are you doing?
Before we go to step in, and Bailey's gonna like kind of grab Irina's hand, and she's gonna look at her and be like, "Are you all right?"
No.
Me either.
Please your hand back.
I
What do you
don't
really
know.
want to ask me?
It's going to be showing up every day.
Mm-hmm.
So what? We're just gonna have to placate him every day and keep the others from pissing him off? Like, what are your thoughts?
I don't know how we're gonna placate him and keep the other ones from pissing him off.
Well, if they just keep their mouths shut and stop trying to push buttons, maybe you can at least... Not you, but... I don't know. I think it's better to try to play up his vanity than it is to piss him off even more. We have to buy ourselves time. We're not ready, and I really don't want any of us to die.
I don't either.
And if they keep pissing him off, then one of us is going to die. If not more than one. Kind of... Don't tell the others, but I'm a little annoyed with how some of them answered Strahd.
I mean... Okay.
I don't think it's very smart to piss someone that powerful off when we are not ready to back it up. He could call our bluff at any second, and then where would we be?
When do you think we'll be ready?
I don't know, but we'll be more ready, hopefully, if we can get our hands on that thing that we're going to try to find. And she's looking at her, like, her hand, where she pricked herself.
Yeah. Narina just... I think everybody's just trying their best, but I think that should be a conversation we have with everybody so that we're all on the same page, a unified front. Even if we have a difference of opinion, if we can maybe all make sure we're on the same path, and then the best we can do is hope everybody follows it in front of him.
If we all decide that our paths are going to be different, or we want to handle things in a different way, then what? They're you. Like, I don't want to care, but I do. I don't want to see something happen to any of you.
I don't either, and I don't want to see anything happen to you, Bailey. But that's a little... We can only control what we can. We all have the same goal, I think. Otis is questionable, but we all have the same goal of being done with him. I think maybe if we come back to that, start from the basics, we can find a common ground. You've got to trust others to listen to you. And then you have to listen to them. Let them know you care. Before it is too late. You'll see her face kind of... You'd see in her eyes, her mind definitely goes somewhere and comes right back.
And Bailey, like, reaches up and, like, rubs, like, the palms of her hands against her eyes a little bit. And, like, she's, like, clearly pushing back, like, tears and trying to, like, hold herself together a little bit. But she definitely, like, there's paleness to, like, her skin, and, like, her fear is, like, displayed a little bit on her face. She doesn't try to hide it from Irina.
Irina will just grab you and pull you into a hug.
And she'll give a hug, and, like, her shoulders are, like, actually, like, shaking a little bit. I thought we were dead. I honestly thought he was going to kill us right then and there.
I was worried about that, too.
If I do manage to go home, Irina, I think right now the only one I'd really miss is you. And she gives her a squeeze.
Irina will hug you back.
I mean, I worried about the others, but I mean, I really miss you.
I really miss you too, and miss everybody. And I think you'd miss everybody too, and you're just trying to keep yourself from hurting.
Maybe.
So you got to do it right now. It's okay, but don't tell them that part. That won't help.
Okay.
You can see she's tearing up too, and she wipes her eyes and reaches over and wipes a few of yours.
I'm gonna go in here and do something I've never really done before, and I'm going to try to pray. So please don't make fun of me for how stupid I may sound. She goes to go inside.
Irina will grab your hand to keep you from going in. And she's got a very, like, understanding, open look on her face, and she goes, I won't make fun of you. You can do it.
And she'll, like, squeeze her hand back.
Come on. But let's see if Father Lucian's gonna make us cry. And she'll follow you in. You go inside?
Yep.
You see... I don't have them on the map, because I wasn't sure where you guys are going, but you hear some chatter, and kind of over here in this open area, as you had seen before, you'd seen this highborn looking lady with a couple of, definitely the lower class, and like a myriad of all walks of life of women, and they're all kind of sitting there chattering, and they have sitting at a round table that's got a couple tablecloths over it to kind of take over the area, and they are all sitting there having tea together, talking quietly. And you see Father Lucian's kind of just standing over here, listening to them and keeping an eye out for whoever might come into the church. And upon seeing you, he gives a very bright, warm relief of a smile, and he heads towards you.
And she'll give him, like, a much shakier smile. Sorry, it's now a bad time.
No. What's going on, Bailey?
And she's looking over at those ladies, and she's like, can we, like, go for that? I don't want them to hear us.
Oh, my sister and her tea party shouldn't bother you, but we can go wherever you'd like.
And she'll, like, drag him over this direction, at least put some more space.
Yeah. And you watch as you're kind of going by and keeping an eye on them just to see if they're paying any attention to you. They looked up and almost seemed to be expecting you to join them. And then seeing you drag off Father Lucian, they kind of go back, but their eyes very carefully watch Irina as she follows you guys. And one of one of the people in there gives Irina a wave, and you see the recognition in Irina's face, and she waves happily back at them, but she still follows you.
So, we just ran into you-know-who outside of Vallaki. And she'll like show him the little prick on her finger. In order for us not to essentially be squashed like little bugs under his boot, he made us prick or cut our own fingers so that he can check on us every night going forward.
He seems to be a little concerned about this, but he is listening and he kind of nods. And I'm sorry to hear that. You're safe here. What is it that you need from me?
I just want to spend a little bit of time in here.
Spend
And
as much
she'll like
time
she'll
as you
grab
want.
her medallion. I just wanted you to know, because it feels like the stakes just keep getting higher and higher. And we're heading into the mountains soon. We weren't planning to even be back here as soon as we were, but circumstances what they are. The beacon doing what it did, and she kind of like motions out like one of the stained glass windows or whatever.
Yeah, and aside from the one that was broken, that's been properly boarded up and sealed up now, you can see that shining light kind of coming through a little bit more, and you see for a second Father Lucian's face lights up with hope. And I knew that was you. All of you. I'm obviously the others are doing other things, but please express my sincere gratitude to every single one of you that have put yourselves in obvious danger from what you're telling me to bring hope to people. You can stay in this church as long as you wish.
Thank you. Just, I just would appreciate all the prayers you can give us. And I'm going to do my own.
He nods understandingly, and did you want to do them by yourself?
I think so.
You see a very proud smile cross over, and he reaches over and kind of takes your hands in his and gives them just that grandfatherly squeeze. And quietly turns and heads back to where he was.
No rules, like, on how I should start or anything? Like, do I have to address him in any specific way, or sit in any way, or are there only, like, hand motions I have to do? I don't know the protocol.
He kind of chuckles. He stops and looks at Irina. She's kind of smiling too. Whatever feels natural. You'll find it. He'll walk off.
And Bailey will sit down on, like, this pew right here.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just gonna reach up and, like, take a hold of her medallion. And just, like, rub it as she has for a long time.
It's so warm.
And she's just gonna say, I don't know how to do this. And I know you know that I don't know how to do this. But you've talked to me a few times, so maybe something is there in that. Maybe that I'm doing the right thing. I don't know that I did the right thing in pricking my finger, but I was trying to protect the others as well. And I feel like this trap is closing around all of us and time is growing shorter. And no matter what we do, we're going to eventually have to face the whatever we've made of all of this. And I just hope that I'll be strong enough at that time to help protect them and do what you told me I'm going to do. And bring light back and hope back to all of this. And if I'm going the wrong direction, if you could show me that, or if I'm going in the right direction, show me that it is, and that I'm not just stubbornly trudging forward. I don't know. I guess I'll just keep trying to do the right thing. Or what feels like the right thing. And she kind of like just looks at her medallion. I feel like I have to remember that this place is in darkness and you're supposed to be a source of light. And darkness cannot exist where there is light. So I have to trust that you can chase it out. Or help me to. And then she's just gonna be quiet after that and just sit and think on that.
Your medallion's warm. You don't feel any response. You don't hear anything, but you do. It's a little therapeutic for Bailey, for sure. And the whole time, Irina just sits next to you, holding her own holy symbol in her hands, quietly thinking to herself as well.
She'll just sit there until she feels like a little bit of calmness coming back to her and she feels a little bit less off kilter. A little bit more like, I've come a long way. We've all come a long way. And progress being made, even if it's scary. And she's just going to be thinking on like all those thoughts and stuff. And then after that, she'll be done and then she'll head back to the inn with Irina.
We'll leave you two at the church for now.
Okay.
Right. We will drag you back onto the main page. Then we're gonna go to Blinksey's is furthest. We're gonna go to Otis. If Otis is here. Okay. I was about to say if you're here. I'm just going in when you would get there sooner. So who would get there soonest? Alright. Where are you at, Otis? There you are. Okay, give me 1 second. So I'm doing this on the fly. So.
No problem.
Yeah. You
Let your imagination fly. Yes.
Right. You should have a view now. I will ping you. Okay, you got it. All right. You see that this mansion, you've seen it before, but it has walls of plastered stone that display many scars where the plaster has fallen away from age and neglect. Drapes are covering every window, including a large arch opening above the mansion's doubled entrance doors. It seems to be quiet. You don't hear any noise coming from here. You kind of cased out and walked around, I imagine. As you'd walked through the streets, you had gotten less and less looks. It seems to be you're being more well known here in Vallaki. It's not so shocking for the Vallakians to see you
True,
running
but
around.
I am dressed like the locals. I still have my fine clothes from Razmir, I believe it was. It a Razmir?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And thanks, kudos. But I look at people and I give them the tilt of the head and whatnot. I feel pretty good that I'm more accepted here, as this is now my home. So, and I'm not trying to be like super suspicious or anything, like
Mhm.
hiding behind bushes or anything. But yeah, I case the place. If I, walk around and I don't see, if it looks like nobody's been here a while, like I don't see a fresh cart or footprints coming up to the door.
You do see fresh footprints. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
there's people definitely still like coming in and out of here, but it's just quiet. There's smoke coming out of the chimney. You imagine that dinner is probably being prepared.
All right, I'm gonna try the most direct approach first here. Then, I'm gonna come up and give a knock.
Okay. You knock on these doors and you wait a minute until you hear the obvious sound of somebody scuttling towards the door. And the front door opens and you've seen her before. It's obviously one of the maids that runs in the household. And she kind of blinks and looks at you. And her face kind of pales and she looks very worried. But she goes, Can I help? Can I help you?
I give her a smile. Yes, and look, there's nothing to be worried about. The former Baron has already came and visited us and expressed his displeasure. And we worked things out. But I'm actually looking just to briefly maybe get a couple hours with young Victor, the young lord. Is he home?
Oh, no, Master Victor is not home. He's hardly home anymore. I'm afraid no one is home right now. The Lady Vallaki is at the church and didn't know where Lord Vallaki was, and young Lord Vallaki is not here.
I'm gonna first insight her to see if she's
Go for it.
giving me the run around. Oh, my skill checks always blows too.
She seems nervous, but you can't tell why.
Well, do you know where he may be or where he usually goes? It's quite important. It's nothing bad.
Kind of looks behind her, and you can see there's nobody else in the house. And it's quiet. You hear like the noises of the kitchen, and she pauses for a second and then holds out her hand.
I take it. I kind of mouth to her. Is he here?
And she pulls her hand back.
Uh-huh. Oh, yes.
And then she kind of narrows her eyes. How important is it for how much?
I blink a bit. Well, I give her a look like, you're not going to run off with my coin without a fair deal, are you?
No.
I'm going to insight her one more time on that.
Go for it. She's holding your eyes. She's not looking away. She still looks nervous and a little worried, but she's not giving the typical jitters or twitches that you would get when you would think somebody would just snatch run, because you just
All right, I give her, I take out 20 Electrum.
You hand him to her?
Yeah.
Her eyes go wide. And she takes it and she quickly is filling all of the pockets in her apron with it and looking back to make sure nobody's paying attention, and she motions for you to step out of the house, to step back away from the door.
Yeah, I look casual, but I glance over my shoulder to see if anybody's watching, but I do as she says.
And she kind of steps out with you and closes the door behind her. And it's not even going to matter if you say anything because I'm leaving now. Thank you for that. He is usually to be found either at Baroness Wachter's or at the Blue Water Inn. I think today he's at the inn.
All right. Thank you very much. And in the future, I think Vallaki's gonna have a bright future. We're gonna find other soulless beings to be doing this soulless work.
She's just happily nodding and agreeing with you right now.
But yes, thank you very much. And I give her the space to do whatever she was about to go do. And I'm gonna head to the Blue Water Inn.
She walks into the streets with you, and as soon as you guys kind of start heading towards the main square, you lose sight of her.
Just quit.
I kind of think about it for a second, but I shrug. It's not like the Baron was like the best of like employers. I can imagine. So I just kind of shake my head and I head over to the Blue Water Inn then.
Okay. I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna pause you heading to the Blue Water Inn since I think that's where everyone's gonna be meeting up anyways. But we'll get to you before everybody else gets back there, for sure. And we're gonna get over to. Hang on, where's Victor's token? Make sure he's there. All right. I'm gonna put you. I do not want to make a folder. Thank you, Roll20.
Really? Why not?
I know, right? I was doing so good. I've had weeks of not having to say that. And we're going to get over to Phil, Val, and Cora at Blinksies. I love Blinksies.
It's no fun, it's no Blinksy.
Is no fun, is no Blinksy. Right. Where's Blinksy's house? I know it's... There it is. Okay. There's Phil. There's Cora. And there's Val. Alright. Cora and Val, you haven't been here before. And you kind of are walking through the main square. You've been to the Blue Water Inn, but you haven't been further in. And you get to this main square, and you see that there is a unused stockade. There's a fountain that seems to be the main collection point of where Vallaki gets their water from. And following Phil, you start down and go a little bit more east until you see a cramped shop that has a dark entrance, above which hangs a wooden sign shaped like a rocking horse with a B engraved on both sides. And you see flanking on the entrance are two arched lead-framed windows, and through the dirty glass you see jumbled displays of toys and hanging placards bearing the slogan, "Is no fun, is no Blinksy." You guys find yourselves outside of this shop. What are the three of you doing?
Can you put me on the map, please?
I thought I did. It's probably your old. It's his old
Never
token. Zare was still on this map.
There. How dare you return? I've mourned you already.
There you go, Phil.
Okay. Phil will go. Tap, tap, tap on the door.
You know that you can just walk in. It's a shop.
Yep.
There's lights on the inside.
And I will open up the door. And walk in.
Guessing the other two follow you?
Oh yeah, Cora's gonna go and just start touching everything.
Standing here and watching everything.
Well, I will have each of you roll me a D100.
Oh,
All three of us, or just those two?
Yeah, all three of you.
Wasn't expecting that.
Val, roll again for me, please.
Wow. Wahoo.
Okay, that'll work. Yeah, kind of looking as you guys enter in, you see this kind of more heavyset man behind the counter. He's wearing the jester's cap and the bright colors, and as you guys walk in, you see him look up very happily. And he recognizes you immediately, Phil, and you hear him call out, "Oh, Phil, it's good to see you, and you brought new friends. New friends. Ah," and he points at you, Cora, as you're kind of looking through these toys, and one that kind of caught your attention is it seems to be a doll. And It's wearing an aged wedding dress, and it has a veil that you can lift to reveal the face of. And as you kind of look at it and curiosity gets the better of you, you lift it up, and the doll is faceless. And Valentine, as you're kind of there with Cora and you're looking around as well, one of the things that catches your eyes is you see let me see. You see a series of horse figurines that are varying shades of blues and greens. And you kind of look closer and you see small figures are painted on their flanks like bats, bones, daggers, and moons. And you see there's a little placard on them that says Blinksey's Little Kelpie Collection.
Oh, that's so cute.
Bill, as you're kind of looking around, you got 76. You look around and you see jars of colorful river mud. And you see that there's pebbles and sticks that are suspended in the mixture. And you see the note that kind of displays what it is, saying Clay-Doh on them. But yeah, Blakesy, you guys kind of see that. There's other various things, but those seem to be what catch your eye this trip. And yeah, Blakesy looks up happily, smiling at you, Phil.
Yeah, I walk up to the counter. I'm like, hello again.
Hello. What are you watching today?
Well, how's Piccolo first? Get the pleasantries out of the way.
He's napping right now, thankfully.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, with our trip, we were unable to procure your requests, so...
You see he kind of stops for a second. I have to do a mental catalog. And, oh.
Yeah. Sorry.
Thank you for looking and trying. That means a lot to me.
We did. And he kind of gestures back to the other two. We lost them while we were in there, so we have some new help in our mission now, though.
When his face kind of falls, his cheeks that are usually very round and up high, and his smile kind of fall and show a little bit more of his age. I'm so sorry to hear that, Phil.
Thank you. It's definitely been a interesting learning experience here.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, to business. Thank you for your condolences. First question: do you have anything that Lady Mardikov's boys, Brom and Bray, might enjoy? Something new, something different?
Roll me another D100.
While he's doing that, is Val trusting this guy?
I don't know. Is Val trusting this guy?
It's like that. Well, we talked about the insight check thing. Am I just?
He seems to be pretty genuine. Yeah.
Cool.
For sure.
Okay.
91.
I am not bringing them Clay-Doh. She will kill me. Danica will kill me.
Kind of.
Elsa said out loud.
I have one. I think I know those boys very well. One of them's a little trickster, I think. And the other one could use a laugh. And he goes and he pulls out this wooden spinning top that looks to be very crudely carved. But it's got holes in it that you can tell probably catch the air. And he goes, watch. You spin to the right. And he spins it. And as soon as he spins it, it starts making the sound of like children laughing, like happily laughing, and it's not too loud, it's pretty decent, and it's infectious laughing. And then as it slows down, the laughing kind of slows down, and then it stops, and then he goes, and then you spin the other way, and he spins it, and instead of laughter, it's the sound of crying children.
Oh.
It's not terrifying at all.
And he's beaming. He's like, that. This one was hard. But I did. But there you go. I think the boys would enjoy that.
And the cost, please?
Oh, nothing at all from my closest friend. And he pushes it towards you.
Okay, well,
It's everyone
I
always
do have
giving
other-
Phil stuff.
because he says please. Well, I appreciate it, but I did bring you other business, and you have time to complete this one, so it's not an immediate rush.
Okay.
And he will pull out the list and the items that I sent you and place it all on the counter from the box and say, "Are you able to make these rings for me? Or is there somebody here in Vallaki you can outsource it
No.
to?"
I take care of you, Phil. As I said, I always take care of my closest friends. And you are my closest. So...
Phil nods.
And you can see he's looking very carefully. And again, you can just see the gears just turning. It's like a teleprompter almost in his eyes as he's like going through what he needs to do.
And how much is the cost for all that?
So
This
you gave...
I will not take for free. I give him 8 rings and 8 stone.
Okay. He kind of... Do you know the sizes? Or do you want me to make them adjustable? Because I know sometimes when I'm working or doing a lot, my fingers swell and he holds up his hands and he's got some pretty big hands. It's amazing that this man can make these tiny little gears and everything. He's like, so I usually make my own adjustable. Adjustable?
Yeah, I didn't think that was an option. So if you can do that, absolutely.
What would be a fair price from where you come from?
I have provided the materials, so I can do 5 gold apiece.
You can see he kind of like has to check himself from brightening up. He's Okay.
Do you want that in gold or electrum?
Electrum, half and half.
Half and half. So that'd be 20 gold and 40 electrum. Okay. And Phil will pull that out as well. Yeah. Sorry, I'm making my notes.
You're fine. You're okay.
And I will pull that out and put it on the counter for him.
And he'll happily take it. You could tell he's trying to like keep his happiness from going. And then he goes, oh, but you said for the boys. So hang on, I actually have something. I have something. Yes, I have something. And he goes and he leans down and he pulls out something very similar to the action figure dolls you have been asking for. And it probably looks to be one that might have been his first rendition of you. As he pulls out a ranger doll that's wearing a dark green hood and has a bow slung across its back. But the ears aren't quite right and the nose is a little off. And the hair's not quite the right shade. And he hands it over. This one too. The boys like this.
Thank you. I will gladly bring it to them as well.
Any what your other friends, they've just looking or did they have anything? I've always loved meeting more friends.
Oh, well, that will be between you and them. Thank you very kindly. No immediate rush on this. I would say at least a week or 2, minimum.
Okay.
If that's doable.
Very.
And Phil just kind of bow nods his head. If in the future we do come across your clock thing that you wish, we will do our best to bring it back.
Yes. The masterpiece of Von Weirg. Yes, that would be Clockwork Man.
Yeah, we
He would deliver it to me if you can.
we
But
know-
no, it's fine. I appreciate the business.
at least me, Otis, and Bailey now know what it looks like. So if we do come across it, won't be a
You
shock.
saw it?
In a sense, when we spent the night there, we got to see it in a different time, but we couldn't find it in our last escapade. So,
What did it look like?
you know,
Did
it
it
looked
move?
like it did. It was a short, chunky, looked like a halfling with a gesture outfit on it, and it liked to play hide and seek.
Oh, that is wonderful. It moves on its own. Did you have to wind it up or move it? It's supposed to move on its own.
It did move on its own as far as we
Oh.
know.
Amazing. Yes. I'm glad you at least got to see it and confirm that it is a real thing.
It is a real thing. As of if it's an available thing now, that's to be determined.
I appreciate being told. Thank you, Phil. And he gives you a bow. Well, awkwardly,
back.
but he does.
So, give Piccolo some pets from us.
Ah, yes. He moves on his own too, you know.
Yeah, yes, he's a monkey. I was pretty sure he did.
Yeah,
I think that'd be very painful if you had to twist his tail up for him to move.
he chuckles.
So just giggles back. Alrighty, and see you soon. I hope.
Yes.
They'll just step away and start doing a little browsing while Cora and Val are doing what they do.
Cora will shout from over there. Why does this one not have a face?
That way the children can take the paint and make their own face.
Oh. For even a mountain has a face.
Does it?
He's like, is this a rhetorical?
No, like he looks genuinely like he's like involved in the conversation and has no idea what you're talking about, but he's trying really hard to be nice and part of it.
Of course, every mountain has a face. Usually the steep side that is more prominent.
Oh, so like, and he makes like a little mountain thing and then he like steepens one of his hands like that would be the face.
Precisely, but not adequate for this one. He holds the doll point back.
You can see he's thinking, he's like, I could make one of those.
No, not necessary. But we have seen your toys out in Kresk, where we are from.
Oh. I was wondering why I would have known if I had seen you. Maybe not so much your friend, but you I would have noticed. From Kresk? Do we have a toy shop in Kresk? I don't think so. What do the
No.
children play with?
Trinkets, things that we've carved of the wood.
Mm.
Small dolls, but none as elaborate as this.
Yeah, and it's pretty good.
Uh-huh.
Oh, do you wish to maybe put in an order for toys for the children of Kresk? And he kind of gives you a grin.
Yes, this I shall do. Right, Val? And he'll look back at Val.
Val's just been watching this entire time. Val's like, yes, the children would love this. I'm sure.
Cora will march over there with the faceless doll. In Kresk, it's bartering, right? It's not really like they have currency.
You're used to do you have a currency if anything's ever needed that can't be made or anything? And it's very rare. I mean, Dimitri doesn't even make the towns. You people pay for the wine. He gets the wine and hands it out. You guys kind of share it as a community.
Right. So Cora has like no concept of actual monetary values and trades.
Basic, very basic.
Very
Like-
basic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you need money, Cora?
I have the monies. He's gonna rifle through his pockets and he's gonna slam 10 Electrum down and be like, "How many toys can this get me?"
The entire shop. Do you really want that many? That many? That's a lot.
That is a lot. We don't have that many kids in the crest, do we? Do we, Val?
We can't fit that much. We can't carry that much either.
I
20
can always
20
ask.
Electrum.
No, two. Give me 2.
He'll like sift through the coins so he fits the 2.
Okay, that you keep the rest for yourself and have Phil assist you with any other bartering, so nobody takes advantage of you.
This one as well. And he holds the faceless doll.
Yes, and I can ask the Mardikovs if it can be sent with wine shipments, or are you wanting to take it all back?
And the horses. Kelpies.
Yes. Mm,
And he drops, and Val drops 2 Electrum.
No. 2 is already enough. Those are only worth 9 copper. So, two's plenty.
He removes one Electrum and just leaves the other one.
But I have something else, because I've seen you before. Not you, but like, I don't want to be offensive. People who look like you. And I have a very old doll. And he goes to the side and opens up a chest that he had a key around his neck for. And he pops it open. And you can see kind of a smattering of different toys and everything. You imagine this is probably things he keeps for himself more so than selling. And he comes out and he pulls out, it's obviously a humanoid doll, but it's very obviously a Goliath.
Oh.
And it has a stoic expression, decorated with purple face paint, and an axe attached to its back.
Oh.
And the clothing it's wearing is very similar to kind of the styles that your mother would make for you. And hands it over to you. This for you, for yappiness. Your own yappiness.
Where did you procure this?
I made it.
From what? Who came in here?
I just saw one walking around. He shrugs.
Is that the same Tulok doll?
No, it's not Tulok's doll.
Okay. Okay.
No, because Cora's kind of got a
go.
duskier complexion, whereas Tulok still had a very peachy one.
Gotcha.
It kind of matches more like when that, Cora's, correct me if I'm wrong, but Cora's like complexion more matches closer to when Tulok had gotten bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And it's that same kind of complexion.
Okay.
Cora will, as he grabs the doll, he's going to clasp the hands and say, "Thank you."
Yes. Yes. Of course. I can make a few more to send to Kresk.
No, one is enough.
I find a bunch of stuff, variety to send to Kresk. And send with Mardikovs, or would you like to come back and pick up?
It can go with the Mardikovs and look at the others too for affirmation.
Mm-hmm.
Still nods.
Definitely. We don't know when we'll go.
I have one that you like. And he points at you, Val. And
Val just kind of stares. Like, what? Oh, fuck.
and he taps his neck where your holy symbol is. I see. And he goes and he pulls out a doll that is a human female. And she's wearing pink and gold robes and has a small wooden bead necklace with a very intricately carved tiny replica of the general Morning Lord holy symbol. And hands it over to you.
What? It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Here, let me.
No. That's
pack, and
as
he pulls out a
friends.
spoon.
Oh.
That he carved.
Did you make this?
Yes. I did. It's family trade. It's helped me make a lot of friends. Hopefully, it'll bring the same fortune to you.
Yes. Thank you. And he's holding it like it is the most valuable, precious thing in the world. And he kind of grins and he goes, maybe when you settle down, we can work together. Your carving is finer than mine. I could learn from you.
You're too kind, but definitely we'll talk. We'll see each other again.
Yes, and Val, right?
Yes, sir.
And Cora.
Korath, yes.
Korath. Yes, please always correct me. I am Blinksy, and remember, if is no fun, is no Blinksy. And he claps happily. The children in Crest will be so happy and pleased. Yes. Thank you, Phil, for bringing in more friends.
You're welcome. One additional thought.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything in here that one of the female persuasion might like?
Oh yes, Bill's got a girlfriend.
What?
Phil looks
He
at
does.
you and glares. Like, Phil glares the fuck out of you.
He is wooing one of the other ladies.
Phil cast silence if he had it.
Oh, which one? I know Bailey. I met Irina.
No, neither of them.
The one with the foot. That is not a foot.
You're getting off on the wrong foot, damn it.
The foot, but not a foot.
It's
A prosthetic.
Val, in the telepathic thing, and aloud says, "Oh yeah, Esmeralda."
Yeah.
And you see Blakesy's face lights up. Oh, is she here? Is she around? If you see her, you should tell her to come by. I could see about making sure that the prosthetic is in good shape because you've got a squirrely one there, Phil.
Yeah, I know. So, since you know of her, do you have anything she might like? Or take an adoration to? That I can give to her?
Yes. And he goes and walks over, and it's something you had missed. You see a toy Vistani wagon. It includes the horses and a few Vistana as well, and it looks pretty similar to Esmeralda's wagon. You imagine it probably was his reference point.
Okay.
And he hands it over.
Phil's still, like, beaming red. Glaring at Cora and now Val.
Does Esmeralda say anything in the psychic link? Because Phil's not in it.
You added Irina, not Esmeralda.
No, it was
I added
Esmeralda.
Oh, was
It's Esmeralda.
Irina and Phil are the two not in it.
Esmeralda, you hear? Yes.
Oh, nothing. Sorry.
Damn.
Okay.
Blakesey's asking for you, by the way. As soon as Blakesey brings it up.
Oh.
Your
Yes.
leg?
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna finish this drink first.
Alright, we'll bring a tomato.
Huh?
You'll understand. Mentally hangs up.
Mentally hangs up.
How much for the wagon, Blinksy?
Nothing. Miss.
Phil immediately, like, just puts it in his bag out of sight before she gets there. Not knowing how long it's gonna be. Because he can't hear her, so.
Nothing. She's good friend too. But do tell your other ladies of the group that they are most beautiful and I wish them well.
Might be awkward coming from me, but I will gladly pass along your message.
You do good. And the others that are still around. They are my friends too. They can come anytime. Door is always open for you all.
I'll let Otis know as well.
Did he get, he still needs his skull.
He got his skull taken care of in Kresk.
Wow. Good.
Yeah.
Good. He does not pick up on your hesitation about talking about Hans.
Oh, well, Phil really didn't have any hesitation because Phil's indifferent on the matter. So, he's...
Anything else? I can go ahead and get started. I've got toys to pack up. I've got drinks to put together.
Yeah, and I guess Esmeralda will be here in a minute. So,
Mm.
Thank you for everything. Thank you for your business.
No, thank you for your business. And my closest friends. Yes. And he's happily clapping.
Phil nods, starts to head out.
Cora and Val?
I'll head out and they'll wag the doll at him, both dolls. And thank you again. May the sun shine brightly upon you when it eventually does soon.
Yes! And he's clapping.
Bell follows them out. Just nods and just follows.
The
Stuffing
bell.
the doll in his bag.
Yeah. The bell kind of ding-a-ding-a-dings as you walk out back into the streets of Vallaki. And where are you guys going next?
Gets to Blue Water.
Okay. Alright. Ambrose, you went shopping.
Do you want a list? I traded one of the gems for it. I'll print screen. I'm pretty sure I can buy all of it because all of it's under 50. Well, each individual item, but there's a lot of stuff.
Let me see. Let me just double check.
Phil would have given you gold out of the box too if you needed it before we all split up. So whatever you need to pay for, we can take it out of those funds.
Okay. Well, Ambrosi has gems that he has on the character sheet that he's this.
They would only be able to do up to 50 coins, but trading would be even.
Yeah. So could I just give them a gem worth 250 GP and just take a lot of stuff?
You're gonna clear them out.
Probably.
It's stuff that's 25 GP or less. That's on the list. That's
25.
available. Yes.
I changed one thing I have to change, but other than that, everything else.
Okay. All right. I trust your math. Just make sure if you have it, it needs to be on an inventory sheet somewhere. If it's not on your inventory sheet, on your character sheet in your inventory, you don't have it. It goes for everybody. Yeah, so I would say after that, are you heading to the inn as well?
Yeah, and I guess Ambrosi would be in the main tavern room writing.
You're probably gonna Otis is gonna get there before anybody.
Okay.
I'm just making sure. I just wanted to see if you had any other stops. Is all. That's all. So you were just shopping, correct?
And then going to the inn and writing some letters.
Okay. All right. So I would say Otis gets there, then you, and then probably the toy shop, and then the girls. Okay. Alrighty. Let's get you going, Otis. Let's see what you want to do. You do have a minute without everybody around. So yeah, Otis, you find yourself outside of the Blue Water Inn. The doors are cracked open. You hear there's obviously sounds of people in there. It's getting, 4 o'clock's approaching for sure. And yeah, you come into the tap room seeing who you see. And as you kind of walk in and the doors open, you see Danica looks up and gives you a knowing smile as if she was expecting at least all of you and isn't surprised to see you one bit. And you see Esmeralda is sitting respectfully at the tap room at the bar.
Okay. I give Danica a nod, but I do a double take, and I see these guys over here are trapper friends.
Yep.
I'm gonna go over to them real quick.
Okay.
Long time no see. I come over and just stand at their table.
Yeah, you remember that this is Soldar, this is the one who took you, and this is Evgeny, who has never really spoken to you. But Evgeny kind of gives you a nod and a grunt, and Soldar kind of looks up and, you're still alive!
And not a werewolf.
Look at you.
Imagine that. Yeah.
What? Seems my guidance did you some good. Are you looking for another trek to somewhere?
Your guidance, never mind that. Actually, yes. Do you guys travel to the mountains?
Which ones? It's the whole, you guys, you know, Barovia is a valley and the whole area
Yeah,
is surrounded
there's-
by, yeah.
The ones to the south, the really tall ones.
No.
Oh, come on. Look, you've doubted us before. And, maybe if you stuck around, you could have actually seen some of, the challenges we've overcome. You'll be fine. We just need your guidance, not necessarily, your blade. And there's no werewolves. Promise.
He kind of narrows his eyes.
You know what? I just learned something earlier today. And I, reach into my coin pouch.
Mhm.
And, I kind of raise an eyebrow at them. And I take out a stack of electrum.
Hell yeah.
What's that for? I'm not going to the southern mountains. It's too damn cold. You get lost. There's blizzards. And there's no damn game.
Well, you would go because these coins would enrich your life in the future, right? You can,
Would I have
do a
future?
nice braid in your beard.
I appreciate the confidence, the openness of payment. That is a place that we will not go. Because as much as the coin would be nice, if me and Yevgeny here, and Yevgeny gives another grunt as his name said, aren't around to go hunt the wolves and the elk, this town starves.
All right. Well, I mean, that's a good point. I would ask you for some advice, but I feel like you're just going to tell me don't go at all.
But you're going anyways.
Yes.
It just-
So
The stack of the coins is still there, and he goes and he reaches and he takes one off the top and puts it down. Reaches over, takes another one, and puts it down in front of Yevgeny and slides it towards him. What
I
advice you
quickly
want?
take the rest back.
Yeah, because he just grabbed those two and then put his hand down like he was just taking an electrum each.
Mm-hmm.
And you go, what you want?
We heard of gargoyles in the southern mountains. Have you heard of this?
He thinks for a minute. You can tell he's genuinely thinking. They fly, right? The flying ones.
Yes.
Heard of them, never dealt with them, though. But I can already tell you need warmer clothing. You need more food than you think you do. And you're going to be gone for days. Days. And you're going to get lost. You need to find some way to stay warm. You need to be able to know what to look for in order to bunk down. It's a very unforgiving place.
Okay. Good tips actually. I take out one of my books in my bag and I kind of write some of this down.
More flint and tinder. The flint, something and tinder that can be lit up easily, but doesn't take up a lot of room in your pack.
Okay.
If you see it and you can kill it and eat it, do it.
See, kill, eat.
Yes.
Dry, compactable flint and steel. Places to bunker down, of course, and blizzards.
Look for caves. Make sure they're cleared out before you go in. And keep your extremities warm so
Understood.
nothing
Double the
falls
food.
off. Yes.
Well, thank you for that. We're getting supplies now, so I'll go ahead and make sure some of this is considered. But I look over towards Stella and Victor over there. I go, it was good speaking with you. I'm glad all of you are safe, and happy hunting. And I dismiss myself from these guys.
They just kind of, Yevgeny gives you a grunt, and Soldar kind of raises his glass at you, and good luck, and goes back into his cups.
Right. I feel like I've seen this token before. Is this somebody we know?
No.
Okay. I don't know why he fits here. But,
Yeah.
I come up and, I give a good smile. It's happy to see these two. I mean, does their disposition look good? Does it look like they're arguing or anything?
They look like they were talking, and noticed you walked in and were paying attention to what you were doing. And you can see that Stella was definitely looking at you as you approached, like happy that you were going to come talk. And Victor is looking a little sheepish, a little nervous, because if you remember a couple hours ago when after you lit the beacon, they were, in the tap room talking and had, kind of were held hands under the table. So, and they, as you kind of approach Stella, oh, Otis, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you too, in the flesh, Stella. Victor, young master, it's great to see you too. I'm glad both of you are doing as best you could, considering everything that's going on.
What do you mean everything that's going on? Was that you that got the light? It's so bright out there.
It wasn't me, it was us. But
yes, that's what it is. Everybody else okay? Why are you alone?
Oh, Esmeralda's here, and everybody else is fine.
Who's Esmeralda?
Oh, yes, it's been a while. I just gesture with the staff to the bar here, and I go,
Victor's eyes are tracking that staff.
I know. And I give
shiny.
him a double take, and I go, you want to hold it? It is what you think it is.
You got it? Yes. And he kind of straightens himself up and puts his hand out.
Yeah, I slide it over to him. I do look at Stella, and more seriously, I say, we've been making rounds, and it's been a very dizzying past few days, or week or so. But it just occurred to me that we haven't seen you in a while, and we did lose a couple of people in finding this, and I gesture towards the staff, and in lighting the beacon.
You see Victor's reaching for it, listening to you, and as he goes to reach it, like a staticness comes from the staff, because you haven't let anybody else touch this since you got it. And he goes to reach for it, and it zaps him, and he shakes his hand and backs up. No, thank you. I don't want to touch it now. I do, though, but maybe not here.
Well,
I'm sorry to hear about those lost. And Stella nods.
Yes, but it will not be in vain, and I truly believe we will see them again. It's temporary. But Victor, I actually wanted to speak with you for a little bit. But before I get to that, how are your parents doing? I say that to Stella and Victor.
And Stella's like, well, my mom's doing good. She's busy trying to do as good for Vallaki as she can, so she's busy, and Stella points to the two over here. I mean, I'm kind of here keeping an eye on my brothers to make sure they don't act up. But my mom's good. And you see Ambrosi walk in, and then Victor, my mom's fine.
That's
Don't
good
really
to hear. I
care
show
about the old man.
compassion. Yeah, I figured as much.
Yeah, she's at the church probably right now. She has tea every afternoon. Probably, I think it's just to get away from my dad.
Well, I'm sure we're gonna have some time in the future to, I don't know, maybe trade some secrets. As in the secret to be able to wield this staff. There's a process to it, but considering your age and the capabilities you already have, I'm sure it would be not a challenge for you at all.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Yes. And he kind of puffs up a little bit.
in better times, of course. But really, Victor, I would like to borrow you for a couple hours, if that's possible. You see, your pet, your friend, the cat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it would be very valuable for me to learn that trick from you. It's something that I just never got around to doing. You show me that, and I will show you how to command the staff. And of course, I'll pay you for your time. Everybody loves Electrum all of a sudden, or around here, or maybe they always did. I just reach in my bag and, I take out 50 gold worth of Electrum.
No, and Victor, no, I don't, no. That
It's
at
just
least
bribing everybody now.
not supposed to be done in public.
Oh, sorry. But,
No, you're fine. I was looking at the stuff. You wanted my help with what?
A spell. The one that you're able to do to summon your cat.
And he whispers lowly, animate dead.
Oh. I was thinking something more simpler than that. I look out the back window here. I'm gonna assume I left the zomboids, like, I don't know.
I'm
sitting
guessing
down
so.
somewhere. Yeah. Finding a familiar. That's what I thought. Doing. Is that wrong?
Oh, well, that's another.
I must say I'm impressed though for your age. Have you taken a test or anything for your intelligence? But anyway, continue. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I got that from the book to bring the cat. But he thinks for a minute, and I'm double checking for you. Real quick, because I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. Okay. Don't think he knows it. No. He goes, I've heard of it, but I don't know that one. It wasn't in the book.
Ah, I see. Drat. Well, it's okay. Me and you can still talk about this staff. It's quite a story. I'll tell you that much.
Okay.
Oh.
And he settles down. Yes.
I see, Emperors are coming.
Yeah.
We'll get back to that another day. And I give him a wink. Stella, tell Lady Walk to send her my regards.
Okay. It was good to see you, Otis. And you can see she kind of looks at Ambi and looks a little shy, and then looks back at Victor, who saw that, and there's like a little awkward teenage moment as you leave the table.
All right, yeah, I link back up with the others here.
Yeah.
Get my time back.
I guess you would see Ambrosi, notice you, Otis, but then immediately his eyes would dart towards Danica and make for the bar.
Danica sees you and gets herself ready, and... Hello, Ambrose.
Danica. Greetings. I was hoping I could ask for you and your husband's aid.
The one that's already been asked and told? I got the boys packing up Iggy for you right now.
Oh, no, this is a separate matter.
Oh. Alright.
And potentially it might not come to pass. I need to write something. But could you hold on to this? And Ambrosi proffers a very well-packed backpack. He sets it on the counter.
You want that with the mule?
No. This will be picked up later.
Okay.
I just need somebody I trust to hold on to.
Sure. And she'll slide it and put it under the bar.
I may have some other thing. We'll see. Or maybe nothing of it. I also may be leaving Nadezha here for a while. Do I need to pay for the stabling?
No, she'll be fine.
Alright. She doesn't eat much, so.
Does she eat at all?
Ambrosi blinks. She should. She should try it. Try. I would be gracious. I have not been attentive to her on that front.
I'll take care of that, no problem.
Thank you. Anyways, I will get back to you if I have some things for you to deliver. We'll see.
Do I need to have the boys get the rooms ready as well? She kind of looks between you, Otis, and Esmeralda.
Oh, Ambrosi turns and I guess notices Esmeralda at this point. Yes, we're staying here the night, aren't we? I assume so.
Esmeralda shrugs.
Otis?
But Otis? Oh, he might have walked away.
Oh.
Yeah. And
Sorry.
Oh, there you
Hello?
are. Okay. Hello.
Yes. Say that again.
Otis, we're staying here for the night, aren't we?
I believe so. Yes.
Then we would appreciate some rooms, Dana. Thank you.
Of course. And, we'll get you taken care of.
Very good.
That's it. At this moment, Phil, Val, and Cora, you guys are where you were at the map. Ping ya.
Yep.
You guys wanted to go in?
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Yeah. And as Danica kind of sees this, she goes, there's more of you guys coming. And points at the door. So Otis and Ambrose can see the three coming.
Oh, good. We'll make this... I suppose we can have the conversation first. Otis, how are you feeling, by the way? I haven't asked. Checked in with you.
I feel fine. I just give you kind of a thin smile.
Can I make an insight check?
Sure.
Alright.
I mean, you gather that he's probably thinking, like, way ahead about the mountain still, and what we got to do next. Probably hasn't really considered much of how he's feeling here at the moment.
Whatever comes to pass where we're going, I want you to know that it's good that we're friends here. Place. I'm glad and fortunate to have met you. Sorry, that came out far more morose than I meant.
Yeah, so I'm not dead yet. I'll give you like a pat on the back.
It seems we're
And
both
even
just
then, I may still be around.
Are you really?
But no, I'm sorry to jest. I mean, in all seriousness, I do appreciate it, Anthony. But I think that you see kind of yours is like eyebrows. I think there's going to be some finalities once we make it to the temple.
choices, true, things of that sort.
Yeah, and I just kind of touch the skull of Hans next to me a bit.
You're prepared for that, then?
I will be. How about you? Are you prepared?
I'm dreading the moment.
Well, I don't know. Maybe this is for another moment, but I've been wondering, like, what do you think he did to you?
I don't think he did it. But that
Was that-
worries me more. Oh, Phil!
I just let it go, kind of nod. In other news, though, I take out my small little writing book and I rip out the page in which I have the list. The trappers over there said to make sure we abide by this, and I kind of put the paper on the table. If you, I don't know how many rations you purchased, if any, but we need double that.
Ugh, it was just there. Shoot. No, wait. No. I spoke with Danica. She's got things well in hand. Her and her husband.
Very well. And I hope these winter clothes check out.
We'll
They-
double check once Erwin.
This time, Bailey and Irina, you're back too.
Well, we link up, gang, I guess.
Yeah.
I just look. Everybody come on over. I don't know, get a seat.
Yeah, you guys kind of converge at the table together. Everyone's back. Nesmeralda goes, all right, well, I'm done with my wine, and I apparently need to go see a man about a leg, so she'll kind of wink at Phil, and she'll head out. And do you guys want to break? And then we can come back and see what you guys do?
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. Come back on the half hour?
That sounds good.
Okay.
Oh man, got the jitters now.
Why do you got the jitters, man?
You'll find out. Yeah, when we get back from.
Oh, I have a feeling, but why do you got the jitters, man?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's a
If the
tingle.
roles were reversed, I don't think a conversation would be happening. But
No.
maybe nothing happened. Who knows? All right. Also, Cass, if you're here, I really liked your moment with Irina. That was
That was awesome.
I
That was
liked
really good. I agree.
good.
Set the tone.
It's so awkward, Otis, role-playing as Ambi. I want to be like, Otis, I'm your friend, and I want to express that so you don't do dangerous things. And I'm like, I don't know how Ambrosi would express that in a filled-in, you know? Ugh.
No, it's no problem. I mean, like, Otis has been kind of a very insular character, and so he's not like the most approachable on those type of things. But at the same time, I kind of want to let it linger about like what he would do in those moments, you know?
I'm so nervous we have to kill Otis. We're gonna have to kill Otis. I like Otis.
I do too.
I don't want him to become evil.
Well, we'll see what happens. I don't know.
The-
We'll find out.
An anti-hero.
Maybe he's already. You don't know. We don't know what his.
No, I saw Hodis. He's
Bro.
too hot to be evil.
That's right. You know, that's a very Grecian form of adjudication. Beauty is the essence of good, so there you go.
Exactly.
That's why Otis pursues it. Or who knows? I don't know.
You know, Otis has been an interesting character to play so far. I've expected different results from Hans than what I've gotten, so now I have to kind of roll with it. It's like, okay. But Dice and I had a conversation a long time ago about maybe where we would end up with this, a brief text. So we'll see. I'm interested to see where she's going to take Hans.
Dude, I feel that. A, I didn't expect to make Ambrosi, but B, it's weird playing a character that goes through so many life-changing experiences. So I certainly don't feel like the same person that went into the story. But that means you did good. It's like the essence of roleplay.
It's really weird finding your own tune.
Yeah.
You know? In Ravenloft, I'm like, that's pretty weird.
I just didn't expect Ambrosi to be so mad when he saw it, but I was like, yeah, no, he would. Wow. Kind of nearly that it did some things. There's some negative consequences for Ambrosi not keeping a level head.
Well, you're on my side when it comes to how to treat Strahd when he shows up. So.
Hello.
Oh. Fair.
Fuck that. Fuck Strahd.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck
You don't
that guy.
scare me.
He definitely
Here's
does scare me,
Bailey.
but still fuck that guy.
Bailey's chicken. She's getting better, but she's definitely
Dude.
Yeah.
Val just sees Strahd as a dog in a cage.
Oh man.
He's just the
Nah,
biggest dog in our cage.
Oh, Ave, who's mind linked by them right now?
Everybody but Irina and Phil.
Oh, this is gonna be. You can't do that again, right?
I can do it 6 more times.
Oh, relink everybody?
Yeah, but 2 people will always be out of it.
Oh, that's. Mostly, I want to talk to the main party players because in their minds, because it's an important question that Ambrosie's going to pose. He wants to feel everything.
Yeah, if you ask him, he'll probably do it.
He will.
How many licks does it take?
To get to the center of the finished Strahd campaign. Who knows? You know?
Just double check it. 6, 8. Yeah, used to. Because I get 1 free one, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more uses.
Okay, I was worried that you could only do it once, and I'm like, oh shoot, this is going to be a complicated conversation. I don't know how we're going to sign language to Phil. I don't want to do.
I mean, can't we just find a private place and talk?
Let's kick everyone out.
Otis, what'd you tell Ambrosi when we left after you cut all our hands?
I don't know. I don't remember. What did I say?
That was a week ago, man.
Yeah, fair enough. You told me he could do things with magic. And I was like, oh, well, Ambrosi's proficient in Arcana, and he understands that word, so he takes that seriously.
Okay. I see where you're coming from.
So he's being super cagey about what he's about to ask.
I think I should sit on Phil's face. You can see where she's coming.
Hold on, I gotta turn you up, Doa.
You sound really far away, like maybe we're going through your laptop or something.
Because I had my mic pointed up instead of down. Damn, lost the joke time. No, I said I wish Esmeralda would sit on Phil's face so he could see where she's coming from.
Ah! Yes!
That's so good.
Your reaction, Brett.
Yes!
I'm sorry. It's what is funny? It's funny.
No, I'm not mad. I think it's hilarious.
Gotta make sure that's in the pod for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I always mark where break is, and I'll like edit out the like dead moments. But when you guys are just talking like this, I leave it in. Oh. You know.
But no, but in game, I mean, if we're, I don't know, I would say in character at some point, we don't got to really role play this, but couldn't we just go into a room together, shut the door, and kind of whisper to each other?
Sweet nothings.
Yeah, I mean, like,
You guys know you
we
have
have
the rooms
hold on.
upstairs.
and we have the lantern of revealing. I would tell you guys that, like, that would reveal a sensor if
That's-
somebody was watching us.
That's what Ambrosie's going to ask. He understands. I didn't take
Because I have
efficiency
arcane
arcana.
eye.
This will trust it.
I can
Yeah.
move you guys up to the room so you guys are like talking quietly if you guys would want that.
Well, if I don't know if the party wants to. Ambrosie's going to ask. If people say no, then he won't bring it up. And the moment will pass.
Phil's gonna do his delivery, but then he'd be okay with it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Cass, would Bailey be trapped in a room with the party to talk privately about secret things?
Yeah.
All right. We're having the moment. It's happening. Dang it. I thought I could get out of it. All right.
Nah, you're having that conversation.
Okay. I think we're just waiting on Jason, right?
Yeah, but we still got a couple minutes.
Oh, kind of.
How dare he take his full break, like a good employee?
Hmm.
Yeah, you better write down these hours.
Yeah, he's losing performance on this, not coming back to work early.
This will be in his yearly review.
Yeah,
Is not
He's-
a team player.
yeah, it'll be in his Strahd review.
Oh, should I do like character reviews at the end from like Strahd's point of
No.
view?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, please.
Yes,
I want to
please.
hear it.
Oh, speaking
Wor-
of, yeah, I've got to
Worst
ask.
vassal night ever! Exclamation point.
Like write it like a teenage girl's diary.
Dear diary, today
You're like the
people
Vampire
hurt my
Diaries.
feelings.
Why does no one love me? Question mark. They're all idiots! Exclamation point.
Also, Tatiana's so pretty.
It's just the prettiest thing ever.
My God, she looked at me during dinner.
Passed her a note with yes or no. She made another box and checked maybe later. Forgot to write the question. Dang it.
She didn't destroy
That
my
bugging you,
painting of
Alex?
her, so obviously she doesn't mind that I have it. Win.
They like totally
Is it-
came into my room and trashed it. I'm so pissed at them.
Did we see the boys on the way up at least?
No,
They
if
were-
you're gonna
Okay,
go ask, if you're gonna
Later.
deliver,
later.
yeah. Okay.
Phil's got to show him how it works now.
I love that you keep buying toys for Brahmin Bray.
Me too.
There's a reason behind it.
Sorry, I'm back.
Phil
Hi,
Steele.
Mac.
Hi, back.
You're fine. You're okay. All right. Well, we got moved up to the room. Would Cora have not wanted to go upstairs to talk quietly?
He'll go upstairs now.
Okay, that was the only thing we were. So you guys had all kind of gathered, and it had been brought up in the group that you wanted to some quiet conversations wanted to happen, and you You guys know where your rooms were, confirming with Danica that you guys could go in there, and you guys find yourselves upstairs in the room that usually the boys stay in, seeming to have no audience for Anshu.
Otis, before we begin, I don't know how the magic works. What protections do we? Oh, Brent, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
Hello? There we go.
Hi,
Okay.
there you are.
All right, sorry, I keep using my other pause button. But I say, if we're worried about him listening to us here right now, he could do that with a variety of tools, but I do know most divination senses can be registered through magic that can see through invisibilities. We have the lantern of revealing. We can shine it around, and I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but if you want some extra assurance, Ambrosi, we could do that. I don't know who has the lantern. You know what? Did we leave that on Isaac's body? I hope not.
No, you picked it up from Isaac.
Okay. Okay. Well, damn. But
Otis, isn't it on your belt right behind you?
Oh, right there. Excuse me. I take it out, and I would go ahead and ignite it with my tinderbox. There's other ways for him to cloak himself. We do know that he has bats as agents, right? And I kind of look out the windows. Do I see any bats hanging out on the windowsill?
Nope, but you see a very fat raven sitting on the windowsill, looking at you all.
With a blue feather?
Nope, not the blue feathered raven. A very fat, big raven that you know is usually sitting at the bar with Danica.
I do a double take. Ravens have been our friends. We just have the ravens. All I'm saying is that we can use the lantern to make sure, but there's no guarantee he'll not be listening in on us. But what is it you have to say exactly? While he's doing this, I light the lantern. I open it up and I kind of shine it around.
Okay. Nothing seems to catch your eye.
Valentine, would you link our minds together? I don't want to discuss what I'm going to discuss alone.
I'd be missing one person who should not have it.
Esmeralda's not there.
I know, I can't get everybody. Only one person would not have it.
Marina goes, it's fine. I trust you guys. It's okay.
You can leave me out. I can catch up with me later.
No. You should be part of it, Cora. It's fine. I'm okay.
Takes her at her word. That's to everybody for 8 hours.
It's about 4, so.
Midnight.
Mm-hmm.
First, I want to say, and this is all mental. Rosie says the connection settles from Valentine Howard party.
Mm-hmm.
Phil, thank you for your wisdom when we met him. You were right. We were not ready. That could have led to a much more grisly fate than the one we find ourselves in now.
Phil just thinks back. It's all about survival.
On that note, from what I have learned, or what we have learned, I should say, in the note that Otis from the hunters downstairs, and the words of Casimir and the Knights of the Silver Dragon, I believe there is some reality we need to contend with. And that is that if things do not go well when we leave this place, or even if they do, time is against us, and there will be a long period where we are not here to help the members of the valley, all those whom we hold dear in our heart. Crest and his family, Martikovs, Doru, and shoot, I can't believe it. It's not Stella. I keep thinking it's Stella. And Doru, some of the others. The point I mean to make is that while we are not here, there is a very high likelihood that things may occur while we are gone that we will not like. Things that might be changed if somebody who we can trust, somebody strong enough to do something about it, is here, but is not known to the enemy. I have a candidate. To do it will take one of the feathers, and a great ask of all of you. And I value all of your counsel, so that is why I have not spoken to those who individually hold those feathers. Considering their ability to change their form, to hide their voice, not only magically, but I believe in truth, and considering the enemy believes him to be dead, I can think of no better person for this position as our squire in this melee, this tournament, while we are away, to safeguard the valley. Then, well, I would ask if you would all be amenable to bring back Isaac. I would hear all of your words, please. I do not wish to say words that might get us into trouble or pick fights that I should not.
Do you think that they would want to come back?
I think we need them. If we fail, there will be great turmoil in this valley. And worse, if we are gone for such a long time. Days are not things that the enemy will not take advantage of. But I do believe they would want to live. They have told me as much for my own part.
So you're suggesting bring him back as a protector of Vallaki while we're gone?
Of the valley. Vallaki, Crest, to speak to any and all who would need our aid. We'll be gone for days, so. And I will provide Isaac aid while we are away.
Figured that's what that bag was.
There's more. But
fair.
It will not.
What's one lone creature, though, against, the wrath of him?
And to be honest, wouldn't he be better suited probably traveling with us? I imagine if Isaac shows up, is here by himself, like Phil's suggesting it. And what's his name? Isaac, or I'm sorry, the Rabneen, I believe, right?
Rahadin.
What if he shows up?
I am not saying that Isaac should fight Rahadin. I'm saying that they can help while we are not here to fight. They could see where we could not see. They can become whoever they need to. And right now, the enemy believes them dead.
Do you think that they might feel a bit of abandonment if you're to call them back and then just say, stay here, don't come with me.
I have some words. I was planning on writing a letter. I'm hoping Father Lucian has counseled you well in your times of trouble, Bailey. Do you think Isaac could not find the same?
I think you should leave the choice up to Isaac.
Suggesting he's a
You
wise
can
man.
ask for their help, but you can't demand it. So
True.
I think bringing them back and then just assuming that they would be all right with this plan is a bit presumptuous. I'm
I
all right
cannot.
with bringing Isaac back. I want you to know that. But I want you to know that if Isaac decides that they want no part of this, they've died once for this cause already, then if we bring them back and they don't want anything to do with this task, which I don't think they'll go that way. I think
I'm more worried about
After-
Isaac wanting to come with us.
right.
If
But
we
I
are
do-
gone,
I don't know.
they will not be able to.
I see you want to bring him back and leave a message and hope we will do the thing we need.
Bailey's right, it will be up to Isaac.
It just feels wrong to not try to not talk to them and explain your idea.
Isaac is impulsive.
Look,
And-
Isaac, they died protecting us. I think we owe more to them to at least let them choose than to just say, here's your letter, do what we want. That doesn't feel right to me.
They need not follow it. I can only ask, say.
But it's a moot point if the majority doesn't vote yes.
True. And I appreciate your counsel, Bailey. If you all have your own words to speak to Isaac, I could certainly bring your own letters of that nature. I just don't think it wise for us to reveal Isaac's status if the enemy has spied, even in Vallaki. I didn't want to compromise.
I mean, it's hard to say no to something like this, Ambrosi. I mean, it's Isaac. I mean, we owe him a great deal for sacrificing himself, and deny him the chance to return here. I mean, that doesn't feel right. And at the same time, yes, we can't force him to do as we request. I guess we could. And it does feel bad in a way to just kind of leave and not talk with him face to face about this. So I would say if we were to do it, I think we, like Bailey's saying, we at least owe him the conversation. That's me.
I guess my 2 cents, Ambrose, is first and foremost, you know the relationship with Isaac better than any of us do. What they would want, desires, etc. Now, my only worry is if you bring him back and Isaac didn't want to be. I'm not opposed to using the feather, but I'm sure you've already thought a lot about this, so I guess asking you to, think a little bit more on it is a moot point, but still, is this what Isaac would truly want?
I don't think any spirit that dwells in the lands of Barovia is truly at peace if they are dead. If that is true, then what Isaac is now must be far worse being here and having the chance to reunite with all of us. I can only hope they will be amenable to our ask. That is why I find it better to offer them words of encouragement and to ask them to perform this duty and to await our return. But maybe we can offer more than that.
Ambrosi, assuming we do this, I think the right approach is not, hey, we brought you back because we need something. I would have voted to bring them back regardless of whether we needed their help.
Same.
I want to insight check Ambrose.
Okay.
I want to know exactly how he's feeling.
Oh, that's a good roll.
I'm good.
Damn.
The odd thing is there's not words being said, even though they're being heard in your mind.
Mhm.
So the tone, I'm assuming, in telepathic communication isn't the same as speech.
Probably
But because we're all in the room, right, and our emotions are playing across our face, during the conversation, the first thing you'd pick up is Ambrosi has this sense of duty and that it needs to be filled. And that by leaving the valley and going into the mountains, the party is endangering that. But on the other hand, and maybe this is only because of Val's own relationship with Jesper, there is something that Ambrosi probably is hinting at, but he's not expressing it, like a hesitance in words. But he hasn't said anything directly in that way. I guess that's as much as you get.
I would speak up. And mental speak up, at least. I don't know this person. I don't know if I really even have a stake in this. But as someone who's lost someone that he loves, and he's watching Ambi the entire time, it's... If you truly think you know the other person, and you truly believe that they would hear your call, because it sounds like you're asking for more than just slight protection. I don't know if that's within their wheelhouse, even. You might not want to abandon them. So it's either got to be a damn good letter, or something more has to be said to it. Cora. Can I have that feather?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I am.
I'll pull out the feather and give it to him.
It's a really long feather. White feather. Longer than the normal ones.
If I make an L with this hand, and here, this one.
This was left for me, with the Morning Lord symbol that my husband wore. When the night after we released that wretch. And he's like trying to hold in just the pure anger he's feeling about talking about the abbot. So I know there was no hesitation from anybody in this group, aside from maybe myself, for pulling somebody that they don't know. Sorry, I got distracted. Apologize. Somebody they don't know back. I'm just saying there's more options. I don't know if this functions the same, but I won't bring my husband back. So there is an extra feather. I had the opportunity to have the conversation of, would we want to be brought back? Did you ever have that conversation with them, Ambrosi?
Their last words to me were to not give up on living. Thanked me. Glimpse at what her life really could have been. I think they loved the life they had and would wish to go back to it. But we are beings of more than our own desires. We have, as another friend of ours would say, Bailey, a great and terrible Tura Induinen to the people of this land.
Hell yeah.
Take those words seriously, both my friends. So I cannot simply offer life for the sake of ease. Maybe words can be said. Maybe you are right. More is owed than a letter.
I mean, you could still write a really good letter.
I had some words. Poetry is more Cora's strong suit. And Ambrosi audibly laughs when he says that. Or seems to.
Val floats the feather over to Ambrosi and just lays it in his lap.
Thank you. Huh. I would still hear all of you as to whether or not we should bring him back. We should bring them back.
I guess more plainly from me. Yes. We can. I will vote to bring him back. My only request is more or less to make sure you know what you're doing, and after hearing everybody talk about, the letter, I kind of agree. Make sure you know exactly the right words to deliver the message that needs to be. To your point, Val, I think in the little bit of time I did know Isaac, there was enough valor in them to do what's requested, but I don't I don't know the other part in regards to abandonment. That's only something Ambi would have the answer to. So I vote yes, but definitely make sure you know the right wordings and requests.
Like I said, I wouldn't deny Isaac the chance to live again. But I'm with you, Val, as in I don't think this should be done by a letter. I think it feels kind of like abandonment. I think that we should talk to him and ask him what he would like to do. Now, if you want to make a letter to clear your thoughts and make sure you say everything that you want to say with him, I can understand that, but it does feel a bit odd to just leave a letter and then us go off. But do we know how long it takes to perform this ritual to like bring him back? Is this something that happens like suddenly, or is this something that takes a lot of time?
I would say you can give me an Arcana check, being the kind of wizard that you are. It does take. It's enough. It's enough. You don't know the details of everything, but just knowing the time frame and not being one of the more instant ones, you imagine it's probably going to take. It's one of the ones that takes a decent amount of time, about an hour or so.
I would express that. I would say that we have the time.
And that the soul needs to be willing. And
I guess he would really make the decision, I guess, whether to come back alive here at that moment, or whether he would want to stay here, and come with us. I feel like we should make that case to his face. That's what I have to say.
I suppose I was right in my words, thinking I made myself selfish then. But you all deserve to speak with them as well, as much as I. Yes, we will speak with them then. If everyone, and Ambrosy looks to Bailey and to Cora and Valentine, is agreed, take this feather as
I don't have a stake in this. It's not somebody I know.
Right, you know better than us.
I said my piece.
Same.
Oh, then thank you all. Tomorrow, in the morning, you will give Ethereal time. I remember him saying something about needing time. Besides, I would still like to write some things. If you all have your own words that you'd like to convey for when we're apart in the mountain, I could deliver it to him if you wish not to speak with Isaac.
I kind of laugh at that. I think we'll all be willing to speak with him. I mean, not to speak for everybody, but,
Very well. Then let's go downstairs and get a drink. I could use a bit of liveliness in myself.
Sounds good. Definitely use a nice warm belly of drink and food before we head out tomorrow.
Yes, finally.
Cora. I promised you something. Do you want to go outside?
Sure. Yeah. Well, he's thinking about the drinks, but he's like, oh, okay.
And Bailey will look at Irina and say she's gonna tell her, I'll tell you later, but you can come with us if you want. And she'll go outside, and when she is going through the inn, are Brahm and Bray asleep? Or are they around somewhere?
You don't know where they're at. You don't see them anywhere.
Okay.
Alright. So
So Bailey's gonna take him out to, like, I guess the front area
Okay,
outside.
I can move you to the front. Sure.
That would follow.
Because he's like, what'd you promise?
That was just like, Cora's not leaving my sight.
Oh, that's fair. So Bailey will just kind of look around for some place that she could do this, and then she'll be like, oh, this here's fine. And she will just pick a point, like, maybe like right here, and she'll cast Daylight.
Oh yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah. You cast Daylight and it erupts out in front of the blue water, and you hear the squawking and joyful chirps from the massive amount of ravens that constantly flitter in and out of the attic. And you see everybody that was inside this tavern kind of put their faces against the windows. And Stella and Victor even come out to look.
Yeah, Cora's gonna push a gust of air to open the doors and the windows, and he's gonna shout, "Come, enjoy the sunlight!" With elementalism, I think I can use that to open doors and windows.
Sure. You can right now in this moment. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, roll it.
Yeah, and you see people come streaming out, and anybody that was walking in the street kind of stops and looks as you do this, Bailey, and you do see a couple people holding on to like holy symbols. You can see some looking a little shocked. Some of the guards stop because it's closing in on 5, and you know the light in the sky is about to go down. So this is very bright and vibrant, and you imagine the entire town of Vallaki can see this.
And Bailey, like, seeing that it's like drawn a lot more attention than she was originally anticipating, she's like just blushes, and she's like looking around like, oh, well, I guess this was a bigger deal than I thought.
Oh, thank you, Bailey. He's gonna lay down in the middle of it, just like run his hands through the grass and just like look up at it. But is it supposed to hurt my eyes this much?
You get used to it.
Such warmth and radiance.
I was gonna walk up and pat Bailey on the back and try to slip something into their bag.
Roll sleight of hand.
Oh.
See if it's higher than her passive.
Well.
Which it is.
My passive's crap.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Lasts for about 10 minutes, right?
It lasts for an hour.
Oh,
Oh
an hour.
yeah.
Cora's gonna get a suntan.
Yeah.
A little sunburn. Why does my body hurt?
And it is like this every day. Where you're from.
Mhm. From the time the sun rises to the time it sets.
How can anyone ever be sad in this?
It's,
Oh,
that's what I've been saying. She just kind of laughs a little.
Oh,
Kind
how
of like wraps her arms around herself a little bit and rubs her arms.
how the flowers must bloom where you are, and everything else must appreciate this light as we do.
You really are poetic, aren't you? And she's just like crying.
Irina's holding you around the shoulders.
And I was
Full
just
direct-
sitting down sobbing.
For the record, this really hurts vampires. We learned that. She's like rubbing her fingers like under her eyes to like wipe away the tears.
Aw.
As it should, anything so wonderful should clearly harm those who wish ill on others with the evil that they have.
Bailey's gonna come over and like squeeze like Irina's hand as she comes over, and she's gonna sit next to Cora and like look up, kind of like, but she's just sitting. She's not like laying full on the ground, but she's like looking up at it too. soaking it in. Like, I miss the sun.
There's quite a crowd doing the same thing. Seems to be gathering a lot of the town.
Bailey like holds her holy symbol. And
Thank
feels
you.
a lot lighter.
This is more than just radiance on our skin. This is hope. And he'll look around at everybody there.
Mm-hmm. They're nodding.
Hope for a better and brighter tomorrow. A vision of what can be, thanks to you.
Not me. I can't do this myself. Hopefully, the Morning Lord will bring it to pass here, and everyone will get the sunshine. True sunshine, not just a spell. If we do what we're trying to do.
Yes, this sunshine will be well earned, and it will be the sweetest and most radiant and warming of sunshines that we've ever felt.
Bailey looks over at Val.
Dude is just like steady looking at like towards the sun, just crying. Like not sobbing anymore, just like tears streaming down, holding his husband's holy symbol.
Bailey just kind of smiles a little bit and leaves him to his thoughts because she's like, yeah, he's having a moment and she's not gonna interrupt into that.
Val, he would have loved this.
Wish you could have seen it. It's his namesake after all. This is what he was to me.
I feel it. That our cause is true. Our joining of this team, this band of adventurers, is not happenstance or chance. We are meant to be here with them, so we can bring this for everybody.
You're right. This is... He's unable... He just trails off.
And like, I guess as the magic starts to fade, Bailey's gonna like give them the warning so that they're not completely like caught off guard, but she's like, unfortunately this type of daylight doesn't last forever. And it kind of just breaks a little bit with little pretty like sunboats as they fall, and then it falls back to being dark.
And it's dark because you kept the light up as night fell. And as the lights fade, you hear a very proud clap come from the crowd. And you see Father Lucian looking at you with the proudest smile on his face. Yes,
Bailey smiles back. Like
Yeah,
first
yeah.
like genuine smile she's had in a long time.
And the crowd claps as well. Still giving you room because Barovians are not very touchy-feely. They all give you hear shouts of the Morning Lord, shouts to you, and Father Lucian, knowing that you need your peace, calls for a hopeful sermon at the church and leads the crowd away, giving you one last look and nod of approval. Any? Oh, go ahead. Go.
I'm just gonna thank you for sharing this gift with us. This has been beyond my wildest imaginations of what this would feel like.
Thank you for reminding me why I'm here. And she'll stand up and brush herself off.
One last deep breath. Way better than wine, but there is still wine.
There's still wine.
Let us go. Bask now in the fruits of the grape. Right? Grapes? They comes from grapes, right?
There's the vine.
You're right. It's grapes, Cora.
Ah.
Yeah. Let's go enjoy some wine. Narino, head back in, dragging Bailey with her. Is there anything else you guys wish to do?
Yeah, well, while they were out there, I would ask Danica if I can have a gift for the boys if they behaved for you, and if I can.
Oh, they always behave.
He just chuckles a little bit. Can't say I blame them, knowing who their mom is.
She grins.
I picked up a few new things at Blinksty for them, but I gotta show them how one of it worked.
Okay. I'll tell them to come find you before bed.
Sounds good. Did Esmeralda return, or is that just her token still there?
Oh no, she's there. She's back down there when you guys came back down.
Okay. And then while they're outside too, Phil's gonna look over her and go, I'm sorry. I did
For
not
what?
know that Cora and Val were gonna pull what they did at the shop. He just grows bright red.
Oh, you're the tomato they were talking about. What did they do?
I was just trying to get you something nice while I was there bartering for stuff, and Val with his ears, perception of everything like me. I guess he heard Daz asking for something specifically for you, since Blinksy is. Since I had forgotten that Blinksy had made your prosthetic, and
Yeah, and she'll pull it up, and you can tell she was getting ready to put it up on the bar, and looks at Danica, but then just puts it on the stool, and it is bright and shiny and clean. And she's like, "Yeah, he buffed out some of the scratches for me." And she starts going over all the little things. And oh, sorry, you were talking, but thanks for reminding me to go get it checked up. What'd you get me?
And he'll pull the horse and carriage thing out of his bag and hand it to her.
And she'll take it and she'll look it over and she'll turn it over so you can see the bottom of it, and she'll point. He even got the trap door.
Yeah, not surprised by that. I didn't really look it over. I put it in my bag really quick. So
I remember telling him about my wagon while he was working on my leg. Thank you, Phil.
You're welcome.
She'll grab you by the collar real quick and pull you in for a nice old smack.
Well, he'll reciprocate.
Give it a nice old kiss in front of because I'm sure the others just, I don't know if Ambi and Otis went outside, but and then she'll just
Amber's
push you back. Yeah. Yeah. And she'll push you back, Phil.
Phil blush and do the whole swirl his finger on the counter for a second. Look back at Danica. Can we have some wine, please, while they're outside doing their thing, please?
He just gives you a knowing look, nods, and places a bottle with 2 cups in front of you too. It goes to the other end of the bar.
And okay, well she walked away, so I'll pay her later, and I'll pour me in the Esmeralda wines.
Aw. And she'll just sit with you and chat with you.
Mm-hmm.
What did we lose?
They got jealous.
Oh,
He's
Thou
back.
got jealous. Anything else from anybody before you guys turn in for the night?
Nope, just ask Danica how much I owe her and give the boys their stuff, but I'll need to roleplay that out.
The boys are very grateful. Bray seems to be absolutely in love with the spinning top, and he does the whole spin it this way, and then before it even stops, he switches it back. You know, like with kids when they want to hear that noise, the different noises over and over again. He sits there and does that, and Brahm looks irritated as shit about it, but he still uses his manners and thanks you.
I give him the doll, since Bray took the top. So
He kind of smiles and looks at you and gives you a thanks, and as they're kind of shushed away up to their room, you hear the sound of probably Brahm smacking Bray upside the head, telling him to cut it out.
good boys. I expect no less.
Anything from anybody else?
I'm sure Danica's gonna say we don't owe her anything, but if there's a tab, Phil will pay it.
She actually takes it this time. She asks for an electrum.
Wow, I give her 2.
Damn.
Yeah, and she kind of chuckles a little bit and says, well, at least they don't have to split their allowance for getting Iggy ready for you in the morning.
Oh, do I need more to help with
No.
that then?
They have enough.
Alrighty.
Alright. Good stalling. But before we close out for the night, I need to know, are you guys doing your usual arrangement with Bailey and Arita in their room? And the boys at the 4? Or what are you guys doing? You guys doing watches? What are you guys
Val
doing?
definitely would bring up doing watches. Val definitely like, we should not sleep without being able to see each other.
Ambrosi is always out in his normal routine. So
You need to be in here with us.
Phil.
This is what Val's gonna vouch for.
Well, Phil only needs 4 hours, so depending on the shifts. And Phil's going to spend part of his 4 hours writing out what you and I kind of discussed earlier on a very broad note.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Alright, so go ahead, sir.
So I know Ambi's gonna be in the hallway.
Mhm.
Phil, look at Val. What you said you want to take a watch?
Definitely, and I don't think he should be in the hallway alone.
Let's go sit at the table and leave the door open.
Fine.
And let me take first, because I do a lot better when it's pitch black out.
Just
That's
wake me
okay.
up.
Sounds good. So Phil, take the first 2 watches then.
Technically, even though you only need 4 hours of sleep in order to get the long rest, you can only spend 2 hours using doing a watch.
Okay. Fair enough.
So
Right, then I'll just take first.
yeah. So you guys okay with the girls being in their own room? Were you trying to convince everybody to bunk in together?
Val was definitely trying to convince everybody to bunk in together. Bailey?
I think, given the circumstances, I would prefer if we all stayed in the same area.
Okay. Esmeralda and Irina will gladly do so. Who's gonna be taking second watch?
Take second watch.
Third?
I can take third.
Fourth?
If nobody claims it, Ambrosia can do it alone, but technically Ambrosia is conscious at all times.
I mean, I'll take last watch.
Okay. Alright. So we will end with you all settling in. Some, I guess, assuming some on the floor, some on the beds. Phil at the table, looking out the door, that frame that is completely covered by Ambrose. Ambrose, you are technically not in your armor.
Yeah. Why wouldn't I be?
Because you need to rest.
Ambrosia doesn't sleep. According to the racial ability, Ambrosia is technically conscious at all times. He can't sleep physically, but he has. You're right. He has to take this. I'll post. Hold on.
No, I
From
know.
what
I know how reborns work. I know.
Yeah.
I know you're conscious. It's kind of but even though you don't need to sleep, you still need the mechanics of a rest. So you can only actively spend 2 hours of being with a watch, and then the rest of it goes with a passive.
Yeah, he
At
doesn't
the
have to,
-5. Mm-hmm.
I just
is
don't
how it
imagine
works.
Ambrosia takes off his armor.
Well, then you
Yeah.
have not. But you need to take off your armor to actually receive a rest, because even though you don't sleep, you still have to get that downtime. And you can't get that if you're in armor.
Even if it's in an inactive, motionless state during which you retain consciousness according to the deathless nature ability.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, alright, then yeah, he takes off his armor while he's doing it.
Yeah.
Take it off.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
So, is there a certain shift you want to say that you are active?
Who do we have? We have Cora,
You have Phil,
Okay.
Val, Cora, and Otis.
Otis' shift.
You're gonna take the last one. Okay. It does matter. Alright. You guys kind of settle down, get your shifts ready. Finding, to those who are sleeping, trancing, whatever, finding it's pretty hard to get to rest knowing what you're awaiting. And we'll find out exactly how that plays out next week. Staying the night at the Blue Water Inn, knowing you've got a visitor on the way. You guys are...
Sketchy.
Yeah, no, decision was kind of made. So
Yeah, I think I was kind of
Oh,
under
for-
the impression it would be tomorrow night, not tonight,
No,
where
it
I
was
might have
tonight.
made some different choices.
Yeah.
Oh, who said I'd
uh,
see you tonight?
Did Bailey go through her pack
Yeah.
before she went to bed?
No,
Okay.
should she have?
No, just when she would. Just let me know when she would have gone through her pack.
It'll probably be in the morning if
Mhm.
she gets a chance to comb her hair and stuff. That'll be when she goes through.
Roll a Constitution save.
it's no fun. It's no
Yo,
bleaksy.
Bleaksy. Yeah. Look at you guys. You stalled the entire session.
Oh,
Hey,
look
have
at
enough-
that.
Yeah. I mean, it was within time frame. I'm not ever gonna rush you guys. No. Yeah, who wants to start us on our good, bad MVP?
I will.
Not me.
I will.
Okay.
I'm gonna start. MVP 100% goes to Bailey for showing Cora and Val sunlight. That was wonderful and beautiful and so sweet. Good. Wow. Val and Cora saw sunlight. I think it was a great roleplay session. That was awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed hearing everybody's conversation and Ambi's turmoils of, oh, do I do this? Oh no. I think that's pretty great. I think he was trying to get us to convince him to not do it. And I like that nobody tried. So Ambi's just like, oh fuck, it's me. I have to do this. No bads. It was just a great session. And again, MVP was Bailey.
Yeah, so I will say that was a pretty awesome session. I liked everybody's moments, but I particularly liked being able to have the adorable moment of showing the Barovian sunlight, and they were all gathered around. I thought that was a cool moment, Dice, so thank you for that. And then I don't really have any bad other than the anticipation of knowing what's coming and my growing concerns, as we know, because I haven't really had a whole lot this time. But yeah, and then my MVP I'm gonna give to Bill for the getting presents for Brom and Bray and for Esmeralda and for continuing to try to do the pickup lines and just being adorkable. Fun times. But everybody had really good moments. It was honestly hard to pick.
That's it. Alright, well, good. It was an overall good session. And thankfully, the DM gods are allowing Blinksy to do the special one-off that I'm wanting done. So, no real bad outside of, getting called out in the middle of Blinksy's stop. That's even telling Dice, that just, they even mess with me, not just Phil. I'm sitting there embarrassed as fuck. It's not even me that's happy. So, MVP, yeah, Bailey again, just for the moonbeam and drawing the crowd and getting the recognition from Father Lucian for that. So I did like Otis's Kazan staff with Victor.
Yes.
That is a very close second. I know everybody should have inspiration anyway from last one, but yeah, honorable mention to Otis with the staff, Victor, but Bailey for MVP this week for me.
I'll go ahead, yeah. I must say that was some awesome roleplay there by Bailey. Really setting the tone for how this session was going to go, with everybody kind of diving into the characters. So I loved that with Bailey's character. With Bailey, the character. I thought it was awesome so I'm seeing progression of people's characters, and that's great to see. We saw Bailey beginning at this campaign be very timid and unsure of what maybe her faith meant to her, and now we're seeing this growth into becoming more sure and about her faith, or at least relying on it rather than shunning it away. So I think that's a really cool character development. And it makes me think about my own character too, just contrasting it with I think over time Otis became less sure about what he's gonna do. So to see those dynamics play out is pretty cool. And everybody had their awesome moments. It's really hard to pick, but my MVP is gonna be definitely Bailey. I loved even Cora playing this role of the sun kind of revealing, and how it must feel for the Barovians to see the sun. I thought that was cool with his character, just enjoying the sunlight and everything. I thought it was very, very touching. and Val like piping up. I feel like Val should be just looking at the fourth wall of the camera like half of the time with this. Like, especially when he said, what did he say? It's like, I can't make a choice for this character. It's like, in a meta way, it's fun to go ahead and see that play out. And like, Val, Evelyn, you like talking about your other characters. So I think that's like super cool too. So like, much kudos to Ambrosi for like bringing that up as a thing that we can go ahead and do, and him checking on Otis, and of course Phil making the moves on Esmeralda here. That's always I did not I'm loving this angle for this character, but I wasn't expecting where this character, once again, character growth, right? Like we got to see Phil be more like, look, I'm just here on the road, doing my thing, what I need to do in order to survive and keep it moving. But he's actually found somebody. So, I don't know. I had a lot to say. I have even more I could say about tonight, but it was a really great roleplay session. Everybody's awesome. There we go. But I give my MVP to Bailey. So, there.
Can I answer Brent's unasked question? For the character development part for Phil?
Sure.
So, in light of everything, he needed a reason to stay. As far as like the overhead, like in his mind, after seeing what he saw on the wall, he needed a reason to keep fighting. Seeing Tulok on, start seeing everybody else dying.
That makes sense.
So that's where that development comes in. So
that makes sense. Perfect.
I can go next. I think I'm the last one. Real nice. Everything everybody else said, that's good and bad. Just like a nice chill roleplay session, which is also always nice. I got a lot of cool development. I liked Ambrosi's kind of like draw for everybody to, hey, let's talk about this, and because we gotta do this thing. And the kind of the ethical dilemma it presented to the group. So excited to see how that goes. And the MVP for Bailey as well for Sunlight.
Nice.
Comes the sun. Do.
Who haven't I heard from? I've only got 5 marks.
Oh shoot, I gotta go.
I was going to say, I think it's you, Shane.
Yeah. Man, that was. Damn it, guys! Giving me more heavy roleplay moments than we have to do in the future. Good. Looking forward to it. Bad. Dreading it. I think this is like the first character we get to see come back.
Usually.
Maybe. See others. Yeah.
So
my MVP is obviously going to be Bailey for that delightful moment of sunlight, and for being the first to talk to Ambrosi about the importance of being there for people, especially in such a tumultuous time as a resurrection. It makes a lot of sense. But there's other things at work. I'm curious if Dice picked it up. We'll see. Maybe not. Maybe haven't read my character sheet a bit. But I'll print screen and send you some dice. Other than that, I'm good. Fun session.
Yeah. Cool. That's everybody. I literally am just going to echo everything that everybody said, because I loved the vulnerable moment that Bailey had with Irina to set it off. I think that was really cool. And adding on to, hey, we're getting ready to go to bed. I promised Cora some sunlight, and giving that moment to Cora and the people of Vallaki, and getting that approval from Father Lucian, I think was really cool for Bailey as a character. I absolutely love Otis learning about extortion and bribery tonight.
That was hilarious.
So good. So good.
It was so good. I love how you played that, Brett. And also going back to Victor, that character you've kind of connected with on the magic, and asking him about a Find Familiar spell, and he's sitting there telling you he uses Animate Dead to bring his cat back. And Otis just being like, oh.
Fucking cat.
It makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you remember the story, Ezek had killed his cat. So.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why he always has his little skeleton cat with him. So it was just cute. it was really cool. I like seeing more of this roleplay with Otis and figuring. And I overheard you being like, "I'm this angle with Han," so I'm excited to play that out more too. And I loved how Korra was played in the sun, Jason. That was just stupid cute. And also in the Blinksies. That was so cute. I was just excited, and you didn't know how money worked. I love it. It was great. That was fantastic. And obviously, I knew the conversation was coming from Ambrose, so I'm glad you got that moment, and I like how you played it out, and to seeing the character growth in Ambrose as well, going, oh, after having the conversation, I was being selfish. That was cool. Nice little revelation there.
Mm-hmm.
Isaac's rubbing off.
And yeah, and I liked Val being ever watchful of the one love he has left in the world, which is Korra.
Yay.
And thanking Bailey, and then feeling the sunlight and crying like a big old baby. It was so this
All
and
the
the
feelings.
and the line of "This is how he felt to me." I was like, oh. Shut up. That was cute. But my MVP would go to Otis for and Brent just beautifully playing the whole like, oh, extortion, this is how it works. And trying it on Victor, and Victor is like, no, dude, no. Like the teenager is like, dude, no. It was cute. So, but that does give Bailey party MVP, but obviously I know you guys have inspiration. Good job dragging it out. I'm super excited for next week. Just remember that I love you, even though Strahd hates you. So, I'm super excited. So, good night, Craig.
Good night, Craig.
Hey,
Get
Craig.
the hell